Hello everyone, it's Kik here, and in today's episode we're discussing a German startup promising robotic human head transplants within 7 years. We also have off-screen translation and video dubbing via AI in Microsoft Edge. OpenAI continuing to lose employees who are genuinely concerned about humanity. Sony showing their vision of the very near future, and a powerful explosion during a rocket engine test at the SpaceX testing range. All this and much more right now. Let's dive in. We start today's episode with a very interesting startup from Germany named BrainBridge. A couple of years ago, this startup proposed a conceptual baby factory where children are carried by artificial wombs. Their new idea is equally fantastic. They are now considering a robotic system for transplanting heads onto donor bodies while preserving brain functions. The idea, which seems more like the plot of a sci-fi thriller, involves multi-armed robots controlled by artificial intelligence, meticulously detaching a living brain from a body and transplanting it onto a donor body, connecting it to the spine, nerves, and blood vessels. The first hints about BrainBridge appeared a year ago when the startup posted on X that they were working on a new scientific project and had 8 years until the first operation. They also mentioned their plan to attract the most talented specialists who could overcome contemporary medical challenges, such as the complexity of repairing damaged spines. They claim they want to start BrainBridge activities with successful spine operations before moving on to head transplants. The startup also plans to engage in cosmetic surgery, transplanting faces and scalp skin, with minimal rejection risks. We don't know about you, but to us, these ideas seem too futuristic. Although who knows? Write in the comments what you think about this and whether it's even possible in the near future. Meanwhile, Microsoft, or more precisely their browser, Microsoft Edge, will soon introduce a new feature allowing for real-time video translation and dubbing on platforms like YouTube, LinkedIn, Coursera, and many others. At the moment, the feature supports translation from Spanish to English, as well as from English to German, Hindi, Italian, Russian, and Spanish. Microsoft also plans to make videos more accessible to users with hearing impairments by providing an automatic subtitle generation feature. Additionally, Edge will support real-time oral content translation on news sites such as Reuters, CNBC, and Bloomberg. In the future, the company intends to expand the number of supported sites and languages. This feature will be part of the enhanced capabilities of Edge, realized thanks to integration with Copilot. Currently, Edge can summarize the content of YouTube videos, but it uses video transcription to create text summaries. And OpenAI continues to lose employees, not just for any reason, but due to real concerns for humanity. A former OpenAI employee reported that she left the company on May 14 due to concerns that the artificial intelligence being developed by OpenAI could pose a threat to humanity. She made this difficult decision shortly before Ilya Sutskever and Jan Lika, who were heading the now disbanded superalignment division, announced their departure. The employee, who worked as a policy development specialist, stated that these concerns are shared by the public. They can influence how and by whom aspects of the future may be defined, and these concerns should not be misinterpreted as narrow, speculative, or unrelated to the creation and operation of AI. One way technology companies can disarm those trying to hold them accountable is by creating a division between those who express concerns or challenge their dominance. Last week, OpenAI's chief scientist and co-founder Ilya Sutskever and CEO Jan Lika, who led the superalignment division, developing safety measures to prevent strong AI from getting out of control, left the company. According to Laki, the company prioritized brilliant products over safety measures. The superalignment department struggled for resources, and it became increasingly difficult for them to do their work. But the intrigues around OpenAI don't end there. It turns out that former OpenAI employees who wanted to leave the company were forced to sign a non-disparagement agreement within a very short time frame. If they refused, they faced the loss of OpenAI shares. The company's management tried to distance themselves from this practice, but documents prove otherwise. As of now, OpenAI has, according to its claims, revised this rule. The day after this news was released, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman published a statement assuring that he was unaware of this situation and that he would not allow such injustice in the future. Now, leaving OpenAI behind, we move on to Sony, because they have shown how they see the world in 10 years. On the official YouTube channel of Sony Global, they published a futuristic video in which the Japanese company presented its vision of the near future. Sony called this concept a creative vision of gameplay. Sony is confident that in the next 10 years, our world will be multi-layered. In it, without any boundaries, the virtual and physical realities will intersect. Also in the video, Sony showed unusual devices: a bezel-less tablet as thin as a sheet of paper, an oval smartphone, and a portable console with a flying screen. We'll see what they can implement in the near future. Let's move on. Menti Robotics has introduced a humanoid robot, MentiBot, that understands natural human speech. The robot can learn from live examples and maintain a conversation using artificial intelligence technologies. The developers position the development as a personalized robot with artificial intelligence capable of self-learning. It can run, walk sideways, and even turn like a human. Additionally, it can lift and carry heavy objects. MentiBot uses artificial intelligence algorithms, including natural language processing models. According to Menti Robotics, their development is not limited to a set of commands and can even hold a conversation with a person. Thus, users can give the robot commands in natural language. Moreover, the robot can learn simple household tasks by observing people. Its hands and wrists provide a full range of movements and sufficient precision for performing basic tasks. For example, it can easily learn to set the table. MentiBot will be available in several variations, with mass deliveries planned for 2025. Customers will be able to purchase a domestic version capable of doing household chores, as well as a commercial version of the bot for manual labor. Now we will show something that will make our gaming subscribers drool. Kluvans has introduced a computer workstation in an unusual design, in the form of a battle station on tracks. This is the J20 Gatling workstation. From the side it looks like a combat mech, a human-piloted armored and armed machine from the future. To sit in the pilot's chair, the roof of the station with a bracket for 3 monitors lifts up. 2 mock-ups of Gatling-type rapid-fire machine guns are mounted on the sides of the chair. The advantage of the Kluvans J20 Gatling workstation is that it provides the operator with zero gravity, the ability to work sitting, semi-sitting, and lying down with a multitude of combinations for arms, legs, and spine. All this helps minimize the strain on human muscles, which in general are not evolutionarily adapted for sitting in a chair. This solution also enhances work productivity and, more importantly, positively affects the operator's health. In the basic configuration, the Kluvans J20 Gatling workstation is offered in the USA at a price of $4,200. And what would Kick be without space? During a live broadcast from the SpaceX test range in Texas, a powerful explosion occurred during ground tests of the Raptor rocket engine, captured on video. The Raptor engines will be used in the giant Starship rocket, the tallest and most powerful in history, which is planned to be used for moon exploration and Mars colonization, so SpaceX is conducting thorough tests of these engines. The anomaly in the engine initially led to a primary explosion, followed by a secondary one. The second explosion was presumably caused by accumulated fuel vapors in the air. SpaceX has not provided any updated information about the incident. However, given that such situations are not new to the company, it is likely that no SpaceX personnel were injured, as they were at a safe distance from the test site. And the same SpaceX and Omnispace have not come to an agreement on whether the Starlink satellite communication system interferes with other satellite communication operators. SpaceX stated that competitor Omnispace's tests seem strange and do not prove that Starlink satellites create radio interference. SpaceX denied Omnispace's accusations that the Starlink mobile phone satellite communication system allegedly creates interference with other satellites. According to SpaceX representatives, Omnispace used empirical evidence that does not prove the presence of actual harmful radio interference. These tests only demonstrated that Starlink satellites were operational during the experiment and their signal could be detected under certain conditions. SpaceX points out that Omnispace simply demonstrated the ability to tune one of its satellites to detect Starlink signals. While Omnispace is also developing a satellite communication system for mobile phones, the company has not yet launched its system into space. At the same time, SpaceX plans to launch thousands of Starlink satellites into orbit in the coming years, and despite Omnispace's objections, insists that its tests do not harm other satellite communication operators. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated on high-tech news. Peace to your home.